All right, I said it once before and I'll say it again. Get me off the planet.
Can't stop scrolling.
Now, you already know that I'm gonna plug it in, okay? You can check patreon.com/AdrianExpression for the latest episode of my podcast. The latest episode is entitled We're All So Tired, and I could not think of a better name for it because that's exactly what a lot of this news, everything that's been going on, that's what these things are making us feel. We're exhausted, we're tired, we're over it. And of course, as usual, I talked about the latest episode of Insecure as well. It was much to discuss, from Molly at the pool and what they were saying, model minority teas, to the way Molly was speaking to her damn assistant, to Molly finally making steps at the end of the episode to take care of whatever she needs to take care of. We had a lot to discuss, okay? So go over there, check it out, let me know what you think, and enjoy the loads of extra content that is available for you. Now, we really have to talk about something fun, something positive, something cute, something light before we get into the heavier news, because I'm sure you've noticed headline after headline after headline of bullshit. It's like, when is this shit, it's like, when is this gonna end, right? So something to cheer us up, something to laugh about first before we get into the nitty gritty, okay? The first thing is that I guess, you know, me and Zaya and Dwayne Wade are on the same page, because I don't know if it's quarantine got us bored, but whatever it is, they're walking around here with their hair dyed. And you know, I know everybody at this time, we're watching Avatar: The Last Airbender because they just put it on Netflix. Everybody's been talking about it for days and days now. They're giving me very much Fire Nation in the scalp, and I'm here for it. Now, I said this on my podcast already, but the way that my hair is set up, I'm serving you girls a full ass episode of Blue's Clues. I'm giving you a little bit of Teletubby on the side. Yeah, I'm loving the new look. Like I said before, I think I said on my live stream, I said, girl, every time I woke up and look in that mirror, it's either I shave this off or I dye it, okay? So I chose the lesser of two evils. All right, what else is going on? There's so many things to choose from. Let me talk about the fact that Beyonce and Megan and Stallion achieved their #1 status with their Savage remix. It was everything. Now, let me tell you something. There is a running joke in the Beehive. Of course, there's a running joke about Blue Ivy being Beyonce's manager. Like, I think that shit is hilarious. But there's also a running joke. It's facts at this point. Beyonce don't like to promote. Says all she does, she's a very good happy birthday blogger. You know, so there's a running joke that says she's allergic to promotion. She was impressed about this #1 at all, right? So I just find it so funny that other fan bases, they have to fight other people, they have to fight labels and organizations in order to get their faves music to where they want it to be. But in the Beehive, we have to fight our own fave. We have to fight our own fave to get this music up. No, but it was funny. Everybody was like, girl, you know Beyonce's somewhere mad as hell. She got another #1. But all jokes aside, it was really cute and really sweet to see that Beyonce had sent flowers and a cute little note to Megan Thee Stallion that said, congrats on your #1 queen. I thought that was really adorable. I love how Beyonce always strives to let these other artists have their moment, and it was just really cool, especially like a full circle. Megan's from Houston. She's always been a huge fan of Beyonce. To see all that shit come into fruition, like Megan had actually just retweeted one of the ciphers that she was on years ago, and she was like, wow, that's crazy. See her flourish like this, get a #1 with her fave, like that is just really inspiring, and I want a video. I know Miss COVID is walking around here, but a video would just really add just this cherry on top. Nerds, so many of you already know that they're gonna be coming out with the Snyder cut of the Justice League movie in like 2021. I think they're gonna put it on HBO Max. I also think there are estimates that, you know, they had to set aside a budget of up to like $30 million for like reshoots and getting everything together. But Zack Snyder put this up on his Twitter. I think he's teasing Darkseid or something. Now, I think the movie's still gonna obviously have Steppenwolf as the main villain, but I think they might tease Darkseid, like legitimately tease Darkseid, because I think we were all waiting for that shit. I was like, what that nigga be saying? Beware my Omega beams. Let me tell you something real quick, since y'all going back to the drawing board, y'all gonna re-release Justice League. Do not depower Wonder Woman. I'm so tired. I'm so tired, girl. What was really disrespectful was not only that tired ass mustache gate, if you want to call it. It was really disrespectful for y'all to act like Wonder Woman would really be struggling against Superman like that hard. Please stop. Please stop. She's literally pure magic. Supermans don't fuck with magic like that. She should have been knocking his blockhead ass up a good few times, okay? Y'all really act like Superman is a god of the DC universe, and it is so corny, especially not when a green rock can stop his ass. And that's coming from somebody who loves his powers. I don't like his stupid ass mentality, but I do like his powers. It just, please get this shit together. Can you imagine if they fucked this shit up? Like, wow, you had a second chance to get it together and you didn't do it? Please, I'm begging you to make this what we need it to be. Cause I'm a Marvel stan, but I'm still rooting for y'all girls. Like, there's potential if you stop messing everything you got. Now, for the sake of my own sanity, I have not been paying attention to much of what Trump has been saying. Apparently he was at some event revolving around diabetes at the White House, and he said, I do not use insulin, should I be using it, whatever. And guess what? People are angry now at Kathy Griffin for saying, basically, girl, forget about the insulin, all you need is a syringe with some air in it and that should do the trick. And she said F Trump. And some people were just so angry and mad about it. I was just like, wow, with all the headlines, all the news, all the death, Trump's willful negligence, putting money over people, as usual, with all of that going on, with everything that's going on in the world, you're mad at Kathy Griffin? I wish that they would be as angry about the actions and, of course, the subsequent deaths that happened because of Trump's idiotic ass and his minions and the system that supports him. Like, I really wish this fake outrage that y'all have against people who say shit like Kathy Griffin does, like, it's not even believable, because when real world situations, when real death and harm happens to actual people and not just tweets and shit, these same people don't say anything. Don't understand what you're mad about. But Donald Trump was definitely mad this week about Twitter dragging the shit out of his ass. And honestly, it wasn't even dragging him. It was just fact-checking his idiotic tweets. We already know the main way a lot of these bigots maintain power in the government is, you know, by suppressing the votes, pushing conspiracy theories, and that's exactly what Donald Trump ass was doing. He tweeted this, saying that mail-in ballots will be fraudulent, ballots are going to be forged and illegally printed and sent to whoever. And Twitter was just like, okay, girl, no ma'am, we'll show you the actual facts about mail-in ballots, right? So they just fact-checked. They were just like, okay, only registered voters are gonna get ballots. There's no evidence that mail-in ballots are, you know, linked to voter fraud and shit. And Trump went ballistic. He was just like, Twitter's interfering with my election. I'm gonna shut their ass down. It's just like, it would be really simple, Mr. Tumbleweed in the scalp, if you would just not lie. Like, it's free speech, everybody, free speech. I don't understand how the president's sitting at the top of the country talking about, I don't have the power of free speech. You've been allowed to lie on major platforms since you got into office. What are you talking about? You can speak freely. It won't stop us from annotating that shit, girl. So I'm sure by now you already know the whole situation between Amy and Christian Cooper and how Miss Amy was freaking out fake freaking out, I'm so sorry, in Central Park. Christian was recording her dumb ass. Please put a leash on your dog. Miss Amy Karen Cooper said, you know what? I'm going to call the police and tell them that a black man is threatening my life. It's an African American man that's threatening my life.
Please don't come close to me.
Please take your phone off.
Please don't come close to me.
I'm taking a picture and calling the cops.
Please call the cops. Please call the cops.
I'm going to tell them there's an African American man threatening my life.
Please tell them whatever you like.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you either. I'm being threatened by a man in the ramble. Please send the cops immediately.
Choking her dog and everything, calling the police. Oh my God, there's a black man, African American, he's here. We already know that these people know exactly what they're doing when they weaponize their racism like that, when they try to use state police. And it's crazy because every time we raise our voice about police brutality, these same people will try to act like they have no idea what we're talking about. But then they use that same apparatus because they know how biased it is against our asses, because they know how violent it is specifically against our asses. They use that shit like it's customer service. They know exactly what they're doing and they know exactly what's happening. So that happened. Of course, the internet found her. They found her job. Sis is apparently banned from Central Park. And of course, that probably won't stop her ass from going there, but at least she'll shut the fuck up, you know, while she's there. Last time I checked, she was on administrative leave. I'm not sure if they're trying to work some shit out so they can fire her ass for real without getting sued. But last time I checked, she was on administrative leave and she was going on CNN. It's crazy how the aggressors still have so much access. Her ass was on CNN talking about, oh my God, you know, my life is ruined. I didn't mean to cause any harm. I didn't know what was in the dog treats. I don't know what's going on. I don't want my life to be ruined. Shut the fuck up, stupid. I just think about how many other people she did that to, or, you know, and then the position that she had in her job, how that translated into how she did her work and whose lives she affected, how many other Amy's are out there. It's just like, please ship her to the nearest black hole. Like, I don't care about her. Christian, the guy who was doing the recording and who she called the police on, he was like, oh, well, I don't think we should tear this woman apart. Like, I don't think we have to let this one moment define her. And I'm like, please, you would not be alive to make this statement, had this stupid ass statement in my opinion, had she been successful with whatever she was trying to do, and she knew exactly what she was trying to do. I just cannot stand seeing when these racists put your life in danger, your freedom in danger, lying on your ass. I can't stand it when your black ass comes out there talking about, oh well, no, we need to just extend grace, turn the other cheek. Yeah, that was a racist moment, but that's not all of who she is. Like, what are you talking about? She basically told you, stay in your black ass place. Don't talk to me even though I'm, you know, against the rules by not leashing up my dog. Stay in your black ass place, and if you don't, I'm gonna call the cops, and you already know what the cops do to your black ass. That's what she said. And here you go talking about, oh well, maybe if we just give her another chance. No, girl, fire her ass, take her dog, and arrest her ass, period. Trying to use the damn police to get your ass locked up at the very least, but at the most kill your ass? Girl, you keep turning the other cheek, ain't gonna be no cheek left, girl. Bye. And of course I expected Candace Owens to be licking boots, because what else would she be doing with her time? You know it's serious when CJ Pearson is like, and his tap dancing ass, you know it's serious when CJ Pearson is like, Candace, what are you talking about? Oh, it is just absolute Armageddon right now. And lastly, we can talk about George Floyd, who was killed by the police. And as you can see here, a lot of people in Minneapolis came out to protest, came out to be like, girl, we are so tired, we're so exhausted. This shit is just like, oh my God, one hashtag after the other. Like at some point, it's a breaking point at some point. Keep in mind that just like a couple weeks ago, there were armed people at somebody's state capitol barging in, screaming at police officers. There wasn't no tear gas used. It was none of that shit. I mean, these people, they're protesting the fact that the government said, hey, stay home so your ass won't die. They literally went to the state capitol with guns and shit and said, hey, guess what? We here open the fucking state back up. I think it was Michigan. No tear gas, no riot here, none of that shit. But of course, they brought it to this George Floyd protest. But the protesters were not taking that shit. They were launching rocks inside of police cars, smashing windows, like tossing back the tear gas and weapons that the police were throwing. They tossed it right back at their asses. And of course, the violence is not the answer crowd came out real quick online. And in my opinion, I'm just like, violence is the only language that their asses understand. That's the first thing. The second thing is these cop cars and cop windows and shit, that's taxpayer money. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? That should be a lesson. We could smash that shit up. Because what was actually supposed to happen is that taxpayers funnel money into these departments to be protected. That's actually what's supposed to happen. For their communities to be protected by these people who take their money and police the city with it, right? Not unarmed ass black people just being killed by the very same tax dollars that they fucking paid in. What are you talking about? You don't get to attack, kill, discriminate against a whole group of people for fucking generations and then get pissed about the way that they react to your ass. That's not how it works, boo. So yeah, this week specifically, the news definitely was not fun to look at, to read, to watch. But hopefully I made it a little bit more bearable to digest. I love you all so much. Make sure that you check out my Patreon at patreon.com/AdrianExpression. Plug it in, plug it in. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure that you have a good goddamn evening.